Hello and welcome to the Great Modron March.
My name is Jordan with Silent PH in the middle, and we are going to be playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, an old 2nd edition game, Planescape, called the Great Modron March, and my players are going to play in it. It's lots and lots of fun. Let's start with LB. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, I'm LB Hackabup. I'm going to be playing Siren. She is a rogue assassin.
Fantastic. And then up next is Shifter, i.e. Lex. Who are you playing?
I'm Lex. I'm playing Shifter, the illusionist wizard.
Quick, take a drink of water. And then last but not least, Ted. Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Ted, and I'll be playing Lagwin, the elf blade singer wizard.
Oh, fantastic. So normally I write down what happened last week, a recap. But I completely forgot. So what did happen last week? You guys were in Torch, which is a gate town to Gehenna.
We met with the centaur lady.
You met with the centaur lady. She gave a really cool magical mandolin to our player who is not here, Nyx. And
R.I.P.
that's
Snowstorm.
Fun. Yeah.
And then and then we decided our next course of action, which was to go and check out the Oracle, right?
The Rotting
Oracle.
The Rotting Oracle, not foreboding at all. And then we were like, hey, those creeps are back outside. Those drow that really want to mess up Lagwin. Well, we're going to mess up them. And then a fantastic combat ensued in which I never dealt any damage and still managed to completely wreck several of them.
That was really fun. Those illusions are quite powerful.
I finally got to crit on my special sniper rifle, which was super
Oh, that's right. That was really cool. And then, you guys bought, rented some Axebeak birds, which you can Google Axebeak. They're a D&D monster, and they're really, really cool looking. And you kind of get on your weird ostrich thing, and you guys were gonna ride off. I think you wanted a short rest or a long rest before you leave or something. Probably a short rest.
We were gonna
because I think the morning when you guys were taking off.
Yeah, we were going to do a short rest because, well, mostly so that Nyx could attune to the mandolin that she just got.
That's right.
But I'll still take the short rest either way.
Yeah. With that, on the path to the Rotting Oracle, I think there was talk of stopping in Iron Ridge, which is a human settlement near the Dwarven Mountains in the Outlands. For those of you just joining, the Outlands are a weird magical flat plain that is like in the middle of the Great Wheel, and magic works really weird there. Are you guys going to try to head straight to this Rotting Oracle, or do you want to make a stop off there or play it by ear?
Do we know the exact location? I think we just have a general idea, don't we?
There's
I thought you did.
Right?
Let's look.
I keep forgetting if we
My
had a
apologies
map
to
or
everyone.
not.
Krieg's being very needy today, so
Krieg is on this stream.
You have a needy cat for sure.
It's my pencil.
You actually, you don't know exactly where the Rotting Oracle is. You know that it's near Iron Ridge. So maybe that's why we were gonna go there. So we'll have you head to Iron Ridge. How about that?
We just have to ask for directions. It's fine.
It's gonna be great. There is a town that is mostly humans, from my notes.
Yes, it is mostly human. So right now in Torch, boy, you guys are a ways off. So you're gonna have to go through Hopeless, past the Bog, Palace of Judgment. Do you want to take a course more on the outside, or do you want to kind of cut across? I think if you go on the outside, it's going to add maybe a day's travel. But if you go right through the middle, you could save a day.
Remind me, safer versus The outside more magic works, correct?
Yeah, so on the outside where all the gate towns are, magic works just like normal. And then there are rings, and the rings kind of shift and move with the influence of the planes. But every ring closer to the spire, which is where Sigil is at the top, magic works less and less and less. But that is across the board.
Mhm.
So if you meet something extremely difficult, it is also going to be just as magically nerfed as you. Physically, not so much probably, but
All right.
I feel like we're kind of running against the clock, aren't we? Because the Modrons continue to march while we're doing this.
the Modrons are marching. You last saw them in Bitopia,
Yeah.
and I don't think you guys know exactly how far they've gotten. Yeah.
We do not.
So I would vote for the quicker route.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, the other thing is we still don't really have a great idea. Like, we know the Modrons, they're more than likely a means to an end to find something, but we still don't really know what they're looking for, ultimately.
Right.
So
and why-
it's been a
why
while.
this-
Let's do a recap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that'll help, and you guys can ask some questions and stuff, and maybe I can help connect some dots. The Modrons are marching really early. We don't know why. You had an epiphany in your potion, whatever that happened, drug-induced visions, and you kind of saw that there was something that made its way to Mechanus, specifically Automata, which is where... No, Automata is the gate town, so to Mechanus. It was like a dark shadow, and it kind of like took it over. And that dark shadow was in Gehenna and then left. I believe you guys have put together that this is an entity called Tenebrous.
Correct.
And that is some evil bad guy. We don't really know what yet. He is also somehow linked to the cult of Kira and Sali, which is the drow goddess of necromancy. In some way. And so there are these drow cultists of Kira and Sali that are also running around out here and looking for Lagwin for reasons unknown, I believe. And one thing we should point out is that the last time you fought them, one of them had a dark saber, basically. Like, if Lagwin has the radiant blade, they had like a dark shadow blade that did dematerialize into dust when he died. Or did you cut off a hand and keep one? I forget.
I tried to keep the saber. The saber didn't keep, but we did keep the guns from the drow
That's right.
gunslingers and gave those to Siren.
That's right.
Which, in looking through an old box of things I never unboxed from WizKids, turns out it is Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where that stat block comes from.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I think that was the majority of the things that happened from last time. Oh, and I stole the guy's soul. That was important.
Yep.
The
So you have a
leader-
soul.
The leader with the dark saber, I captured his soul, which can be used to extort information.
And the last time you had a fight like this, you also got a key off of one of them, a black
Correct.
key that takes you to a really dark place with a lot of spirits and stuff, is all you really found out from your intern that you sent to almost his demise, probably.
Yeah, he was
Bill.
fine.
Bill. But questions, I guess. Maybe, and I can answer or say you don't know this yet. Go ahead. LB.
The weapons that I was given last time, was it the guns? Was it something special, or was it a classic that I could put on my D&D Beyond?
It was on the monsters. There wouldn't be a D&D Beyond piece of equipment to add. I think you'd have to make like a custom thing.
Okay.
Gun.
Done.
But
I
it shot like poison damage or something.
Okay.
Let me look at the
Yeah,
link.
maybe during the break we can look at that, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something that I have to figure out. But yeah, so giving the general way they travel, do we have an idea of where they were? We know where they're going next, and they seem to be traveling in some sort of straight line. Or
Oh, the Modrons?
yeah. So my question is, Do we know from previous marches where they're going? Are they following that, or is it like, do we know where the end is? Well, it's a circle, right? They go back to Mechanus, but have they deviated from their normal path?
You do not believe so. So everything that you guys have encountered is, wow, the Modrons are early. There's a town in the way where they usually march. They're going to march over that town. So they are on their pre-programmed something or other. But the world has never known why the Modrons do this. So it's not like something brand new. Oh, and can you hit record? I'm sorry, Ted. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, we can do.
Recording in progress.
Thanks, Janet.
There you go.
Thank you. So as far as you know, the Modrons are on the same march that they always take, but why they march at all, we're not sure.
Yeah.
And it's even odder that it's early, but yeah.
Correct. Okay. All right. So why are we going to the Oracle? To see if she could tell us, or if they can tell us
to
why
learn.
they're marching?
No, we're going to the Oracle to find out about why these people are so obsessed with me.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, which
They
is
just
important.
think he's hot. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Listen, all right. Stranger things have happened.
Look.
But
Well, I don't know about that. Let's,
whatever. Anyway,
but no, I
found
think
out.
it's because, right, that like Lagwin must have some connect. He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Correct.
It must have some connection as to what's going on and like why Kira Ansali is so like hell bent on destroying him and getting the sword, and like how that can like hurt her. Does that mean it could do something against Tenebris? I feel like that need more info there.
Yeah, and it's we went through. We had a couple of different avenues, and I guess the general consensus it seemed that we came to was this seems to be the most interesting option, but also seems to will provide us tangible, hopefully, answers to what's going on. Because now, seemingly every time we turn around, we run into these people trying to attack us, and they don't want me to have the blade that I have, which was part of a matched set, something to do with this Oracle, and seemingly has some tie to Kira and Sully. They don't want me to have it. I don't know if they want to use it or they want to destroy it. But they just don't want me to have it.
Right.
And there's nothing I love more than having things. So I want to make sure that they don't prevent that from happening for me. I want to keep having my things. So on a selfish level, there's also that. But who knows? Maybe we'll get some new insight and be able to nip something in the bud before something bad happens going forward. Whereas following the Modrons, it's basically I feel like when we're following the Modrons, we're a step behind everything, because it's we're just seeing where they go, and maybe something happens, but everything else is moving outside of that. They're kind of in their own little mechanical bubble. That's at least how I feel about it.
I agree.
So correct me or help me understand. I didn't mean to give you the impression that the Rotting Oracle is a physical person or thing to talk to. It's
No. Correct.
So I don't know if you guys know what's there or why you're going there, but it might not be the answer you're looking for.
Sure.
I assumed it wasn't a person, especially with the name Rotting. I assumed it was.
I did.
Oh, okay. So I assumed it was something dead. Maybe there was an oracle. In my head, it was an oracle god of some type, and it died, and now that's just what they call the place where this corpse is. Because the swords were that's where apparently mine came from. So I imagine something happened at that location, and then that's just what they call it. Not that it was a physical person. But it actually hadn't occurred to me till you just told me that it wasn't, that it could have been a person. So I'm glad that's cleared up.
Yeah, that's great. So good.
I was just thinking, zombie sphinx. That was what was in my head.
Sure. Yeah.
Also,
And I was
would
thinking
be
a
cool.
hag
Ooh.
type being. But yes. Yes, just like a swamp witch that is just
Sphinx, actually, I had this sort of like Egyptian-ish kind of idea in my head for this oracle for some reason. So Sphinx would have made a lot of sense, actually.
Oh my gosh, Mummy Sphinx, of
Mummy
course.
Sphinx,
I didn't even
yeah.
see it. Duh.
Anyways,
Duh.
that's not what it is.
That's not
so
what it
let's-
is. So
Listen, Jordan, if we get there and it's not a Mummy Sphinx, I'm going to be very upset.
flipping the table.
Well, get ready to be let down. No. Okay. Any other questions? Or things that you want? I guess questions.
and just to clarify, we knew that Kira and Sully is in a demi plane of some kind of shadow, or a shadow plane, some other place, and that's where we believe the key leads us to. And
Yes.
Or it's in the
You did
abyss?
use the key. You
Mhm.
opened it up. It's not the Shadowfell, but the best way to explain it to you players would say that it leads to the Shadowfell.
Okay.
It definitely did not seem to lead to the abyss.
Okay.
Kira and Sali is in the abyss.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And this might not necessarily be something tied to Kira and Sali.
We have a lot of
The
questions.
cultist had, it
Okay.
was just a random thing on a cultist. So,
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions I have.
okay. I have a question for all of you. What
Yes,
is the name of your Axebeak mount?
Man, this is not a-
Do our characters get to name them, or are we as players naming them?
I don't care. Whatever is
okay.
more fun for you.
Geraldo.
Ooh, very good.
Uh,
Mm.
Mine is called Breaker.
Oh, Breaker. Okay.
God. This is normally I have so much more time. Think about these things. Man, this is gonna bother me.
Good boy.
Mm.
We're practicing teeth brushing.
Teeth brushing. gotta instill good dental hygiene in your cats, everyone.
That's important.
It's important.
He's got gingivitis.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
My favorite, which wouldn't work for an Axebeak, is a horse named Hoof Hearted. It's very
Mm.
good.
Oh God.
I was always a fan
Is it
of.
good?
I liked Red Hot Philly Pepper was my favorite horse.
Ooh.
Oh, talk about puns. Dang.
Yeah. I might just go with Tom, but it's short for tomahawk, which is a type of
Ooh,
axe.
That's good.
So that's what we're
good.
gonna go with. It's a
Okay.
bird, and it's a type. A hawk is a bird, and it's a type of axe. So that's the best I got.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
I
good.
like it.
Just as a small tangent, two of my favorite dog names that I've ever seen, I'm a dog groomer, is Sir Brutus, who was a bulldog,
Mm-hmm.
and Cannoli, who's a bulldog. Different
Oh,
places.
okay.
But every time he walks in, we go, Cannoli, yay, how you been? Dad loves it.
Wunderbar. You are. That's my Italian accent coming out. Wunderbar, everybody. No. And with a hya, you guys ride off on your lovely mounts with a non-existent Nyx in tow.
I'm gonna put on the Chocobo theme.
Yes. It's so good. You guys are running. This is several days to get out there. My kid not happy.
I can hear. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, if it's gonna take us several days, then just things to consider. We only have this soul for 8 hours. So we should, before we just accidentally lose this soul to nothingness, we do have a total of, I think, six questions we can ask this soul, and he has to answer truthfully and to the best of its ability. And it's no more than like a sentence or two, but they can't lie. So we got six questions. And if it's gonna be like we're gonna ride for a while and nothing's gonna happen, potentially, might be worth just burning all six of those questions.
Sure.
For the
And
soul
ask
cage
about the Dark Blade. If we take it, do we become the leader of the Mandalorians?
Ooh.
That's in the back
Shut
pocket. That's good. We'll keep that one. If we get 5 out and we need a 6th, do we become the leader of the Mandalorians? Which I don't know what the Forgotten Realms equivalent would be of the Mandalorians, whereas it's very clearly that Blade Singers are Jedi. Like, we've established that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some
mercenary group.
I was gonna say there's gotta be
probably some artificers.
Right? Like
I don't know.
Some sort of weapon-based religious
Priest
cult.
of Gond.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
But I definitely want to know about this sword and like, how do we get that sword? What do we have to do to get it? Since we we defeated the dude, but then the sword went with him.
It disappeared. Yeah. So, all right, fine. Let's just start there. We're gonna ask this guy, Jordan. We're gonna ask some questions.
Let's do it.
All right. So, Lex, your question is, like, do we want to know just more generally about it, or what question do you want to ask?
I mean, we know what it does. I would. I want to just know how to.
How do we get it?
Or no, you know what? I do want to know how to get it, but I think what's more important is what is its connection to the Sunblade, if there is one.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's go with
and
that.
And how many are there is a good question.
Sure,
Yeah.
there could be
it
more.
could just...
There could be a whole slew of them, right? They could have a whole team of Dark Blades over there. I don't know.
Could be a purple
I can
one.
wield a sword.
A blue one, a red one. It'll be a whole thing.
I want the purple one, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a finesse weapon, LB. You could totally wield it and do cool stuff with it. Okay, first question. What is it?
It is, what is the Dark Blade's connection to the Sunblade, if there is one?
An artifact was destroyed, and the two parts that were left from it are the Sunblade and the Dark Blade.
Oh my gosh, it was a Darth Maul double-bladed lightsaber. It got
Was it
broken in half.
We pulled a Darth Maul.
Okay. All right, so I will...
It used to be one weapon.
One weapon. Okay.
We want to know who forged it? Or where it came from?
Yeah, so I'll just assume that whatever Jordan tells us, I'm telling you all of this information before we ask the next question. So,
Sure.
that's something... Oh, well, we could just ask what the name of the artifact is, right? Like, then we might be able to research that, potentially. I don't know how old this thing is. I get the feeling
that
it's
might
old.
be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to ask, does he know the name of the original artifact?
And he does not. That knowledge is part of the lost knowledge.
No, lost knowledge. Okay, that's almost as useful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else we got? That's 2.
What broke them apart?
Okay.
Is that also part of the lost knowledge, or does he know?
Well, yeah. What led to the destruction of the artifact?
Kira and Sully destroyed it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she tried to...
Well, she did it. She broke the artifact, and it split into these 2.
Okay.
What I assume are lesser half weapons that are the remainder of this. So I imagine whatever it was like super badass.
Can we put them back together?
I'm less worried about putting them back together.
Okay.
That's 3. You guys get 6 questions?
Yeah, 3 more.
Is
yeah.
she afraid of the Sunblade?
Okay, yeah. Is Kieran Sully afraid of the Sunblade?
Not afraid of being attacked by it.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. 2 more, guys.
How do we get the Dark Blade?
Can we ask if they know about if Kieran Sully who they fought? Who they the shadow. Is that should we ask about that?
I don't know if
I'm willing to bet that's erased knowledge, but we could try.
I'm also gonna guess that they may not know. Like, we don't get to impart knowledge
Right.
to them. Like, be like, hey, let me tell you a quick thing. Now, can you answer this question?
Yeah.
So like this shadow, like it might just be an analog, possibly
Yeah.
for her or somebody else. All right. I'm gonna ask one. I'm gonna say so. That was 4. I'm gonna ask, why does she want it, Sunblade?
Kieran Sully doesn't want the Sunblade.
Ooh. Okay, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
She's not afraid of it. She destroyed the original thing, and she doesn't want it back.
Do we know why you're so important? Why do they want you dead?
Because I think it's because I wield the Sunblade. I think if I was just like, here you go.
Right, but why not just steal it?
They've tried.
Why do they? Oh.
That's the first encounter. They bumped into me and were trying to take stuff.
Mm.
And now I'm on it. Like I'm on alert about like everybody's a suspect here. Everybody's trying to take stuff from me.
That wallet chain that goes down to his Sunblade and back
Everybody's a
up.
suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's my lanyard that I made in the first campaign to protect it from being knocked out of my hand and sent skittering across the floor for dramatic tension. Why we built that lanyard to prevent that from happening. All right. One question left.
Do we know how they know where we are?
No, I don't think we do. All right. How have you been tracking us?
He says like they haven't specifically but they know the Sunblade when they see it, and they
they're
have a
just
presence in
really
the
everywhere.
Outlands. And it was like, oh, you're in the Outlands.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's our last question. So, it seems as though they're not tracking us specifically. It's just like, oh, there's a guy wielding a crazy magic sword made out of the sun in the Outlands, and then people are just like, well, there's only so much Outlands. Maybe we have so many people, we could just dispatch people everywhere and hope we get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm interpreting that in my head.
Because I think the first bit when they ran into you, the first time he was like, "You don't deserve to have that blade."
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So it wasn't so much oh, we need to find him and track him and steal it. It was just like, that belongs to somebody else, like a mighty hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
so
clearly, I think we've proven ourselves to be mighty heroes, but that's just me.
I mean, yeah. All right, so that's that. We got our 6 questions out of the way. The next time one of these jerks tries it, we'll get him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm good to ride.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are riding along. I should have spent some time looking up the thing I was going to look up. I'm sorry.
It's time for a break, everyone.
Too early for a break. I mean, unless you guys want to take a break. I'm just kidding. No.
I can't believe we didn't ask about Mandalore. What a waste.
Oh, it's gone. You guys take off and ride, and you have magic and stuff. You guys are fine. Like, you can camp out under your tiny huts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you take off and you ride. The land gets progressively greener, and you actually end up coming just to the edge of kind of like a swampy bog. The water is very, very blue and very, very clear, but it looks super blue and beautiful and pure as you like walk by. Not a lot of movement on the lake. Nobody really boats here. And at this level, this close spireward, you guys feel that you probably could cast 4th level spells, maybe 5th, like off and on, but like you're really feeling that tug of like the magic is just staying back there every time that you kind of come forward. You round this bog. There's a place called the City of Judgment and the Court of Light, but I'm going to assume that because you are very, like, we want to stay ahead of the Modrons, we want to, like, get in front of this thing, you're probably going to make your way to Iron Ridge because you knew that there would be a way back out. Or a way to the Rotting Oracle. They would, like, know where it's at, basically, because it's close and around there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't meet a lot of other people. There's not a lot of people that exist this far inland, or spireward, I should say, closer to the spire, because they're just less powerful. And so, and if you are going to trade and have like an active life on the Outlands, you're going to be on one of the trade gates towns out, or you're going to be at one of the gate towns on the outside of the wheel. Off in the distance, I'll dangle this carrot. You don't have to take it. There is what appears to be a large walking castle. Like you see this big lumbering kind of tower that's like, and as you kind of come up over the horizon, it's got these like legs and it's kind of slowly just walking and steam is like shooting out the top. There's that like to the left and an Iron Ridge to the right.
Oh, goodness. A
Well.
walking tower? This isn't a hag thing, right?
Maybe it's a mechano hag. I feel like that's a thing I just made up, but
A cyber hag? No. There's
Cyber
a
hack.
that
I've heard many stories about the cyber
Very
hags.
real.
Check out my Morkborg,
my cyborg hag. Yeah.
my cyborg hack called Cyber Hag.
So I'm sorry. Does it look mechanical or does it look like more golem type legs? Can we tell from here?
No, I would say if you get a little closer, which you guys can, when I say castle, it really is more of like a singular gigantic tower. But it's kind of like sectioned off, and then there's kind of smoke and steam coming off of it. The legs look like large chicken legs, chicken feet.
Definitely witch.
A hag, darling. There's a difference.
I mean, is this one of those like square rectangle things, right? Like not all witches are hags, but all hags are witches. They all have magic, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It's a
don't
whole
know.
thing. The Fey realm's involved.
Sure.
Should we
this-
ask?
I mean, I
We don't
have
to.
no need. I feel like you seem quite intrigued by this walking chicken-footed tower thing.
We don't have to. I'm just
No,
curious.
we're coming all the way out here for me. We did torch already. That was a fun-ish thing that we did. If you want to go meet this hag, witch, whatever it is, I don't.
Perhaps they have more magic items.
Yes, I just wonder what sort of price one has to endure to gain. I mean, it can't hurt to ask. Maybe it can. I really don't know.
Right. Don't give your true name, and don't make bargains unless you're willing to get everything in writing and all that Fey things.
Sure. All right, then. To the walking tower thing.
I'm sorry. Actually, how big of a detour is this?
That's also true.
Not huge, but like you're basically, I don't know, you're investigating something rather than staying on the path that you guys chose.
Well, they might know something about the rotting oracle, and gosh, it is very intriguing.
They might be the rotting oracle.
If there's a
think
mummy
that would
sphinx
be-
in that tower, I'm going to be very excited. So I say, as long as it doesn't take too long, why
Oh.
not?
Right, we'll give ourselves a afternoon time limit on this,
All right.
or
Fair enough.
equivalent. There's no sun here. You know what I mean.
Right. All right. So
To the
yeah,
tower.
to the tower.
All right. As you guys get closer, you start seeing that this stone-like structure comes above you with living bird-like legs, and I put a picture of it in our Discord chat if you want to share.
Yeah.
As it gets nearer and nearer, each step is accompanied by a low rumble and vibrations in the ground.
Ooh.
You guys ride up, and so the feet stop, and you see like a turning kind of like rumble as it comes to face you. And then you guys hear a booming voice coming out from the building itself. And it's like, hello? Yeah, yes, sorry to bother you there on your birds. Do you have any potions for sale? Perhaps I need many a potion.
Shifter's gonna turn and just be like, "This is not what I was expecting. I was."
No, indeed.
They do we? Lagwin, you're
What
very
are
well
you
stocked on
looking
potions.
for?
we have maybe a couple we could spare, perhaps. We also have a thing of dead god brain juice, which I feel like is probably a good potion. Something.
Yes.
Potion of knowledge. That's what we'll call it.
Ah.
Lost knowledge, even better.
Wow. I forgot Lagwin used to be a businessman.
Well, a not very good one. Yes, we do.
Oh, well, would you like to come in? I've got food and we can talk about various potions. Excited to meet you.
Wonderful. Don't try to eat us. We're very powerful.
No, I'll send my spider monkeys. They'll bring you right up. And you see 5 very weird looking monkeys with 8 primate arms come walking out of one of the windows, and they like spider down. And they're rushing towards you to like assist you into the castle, basically.
Do they like come down on webs that like spiders do?
Yeah, they got nice little webs. Little
Wait.
monkey webs. They look like vines. It's kind of funny.
Wow.
Will they be taking the horse, the axe beaks as well? How big are they?
They're as big as a person. They're like medium sized, yeah.
If there's enough of them, maybe.
Just tie off the birds to the leg.
To a leg. Yeah, you can do that. You can tie them up somewhere here, or you can, if you really want to try and talk maybe the monkeys can figure out a way of getting them into the castle.
Can they fly?
No, they're spider monkeys.
No. The birds.
Oh, that's on you. I don't know
Axe
anything about
beaks.
your birds.
Axe beaks are flightless birds, obviously.
Are they?
I think they are. I think they're
Yes, they
basically
are.
just emus.
Yeah, they're flightless.
Oh yeah, they have itty bitty wings. All right. If the axe beaks are gonna be okay, I'm down.
Oh, here, let me try something. And you see like a leg kind of from the thing, and it'll stretch down and create like a little ramp for you. And the spider monkeys are like watching, and one of them is like trying to herd. The axe beaks are just like, get this thing away from me. And so like, they'll rush your birds up inside. When you get inside, there is a younger looking man. He's got dark skin. nice big purple robes, looks human, and he is like, I haven't seen anybody in months. I've been wandering around. It's so exciting to meet you. Hello, my name is Tiak Rami No. You can call me Tiak. And who are you?
Shifter.
You may call me Siren.
Oh, yes.
Lagwin.
Oh, excellent! Oh, wow! And I assume the two of you are wizards. By the way you're dressed.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I do consider myself a bit of a wizard, if my, so.
Well,
Very
with the tower as such, I would expect so. Normally, we don't see chicken-legged towers where we're from.
Oh, where are you from?
Originally, or
Maybe I don't.
we
Like-
have traveled from. Oh, we've been all over the place, but most recently, Sigil.
Oh, is that? I keep seeing it up there. They talk about it every once in a while. I'm not sure how to get up there though.
Hmm.
I need the
Yes.
key.
Portals
Yeah.
is the answer.
Portals.
Indeed,
And he's
indeed,
like,
indeed.
just like, why didn't I think of that kind of a looking thing? And he's like, oh, here, I'll have my invisible servants help you. And so all these like, you feel these like little invisible pushes and stuff bringing you over to a table, and they bring you a bunch of food and things like that. He sits down with you. Where are you headed that you're just out here running around with small birds and not like giant protective houses? What kind of wizards are you?
Well, we're quite powerful.
The ones that like to live dangerous.
You also have protection from your lady friends.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Also true.
We really haven't met a challenge we haven't been able to completely destroy up to this point, including a demon lord in our previous exploits. That was a fun one.
What demon lord? Who did you battle?
Oh, just some. Where are you from?
Oh, far. Well, I originally was on the prime material plane,
Oh.
and then there was an experiment I was trying with some, and then all of a sudden I'm here, and I feel like I'm walking in circles. I'm not entirely sure where this place is. I've been here for a while, but I have been very just craving some potions. Like I just need some kind of delicious. I'm not even sure, but I have no glass vessels to hold them in, and
Oh,
I don't know. I was hoping maybe you guys had something or could point me in the right direction.
well, to what purpose are you needing them? Because I have some vials, but also when we use potions, it is for a purpose, healing, or to grow in size. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Oh no, not really. Both of those sound delightful.
All right. I mean,
Well-
I have poison. I have a truth serum.
Oh,
But I just don't understand why you would.
Well,
want
there's
something just
also
random.
there's a town not very far from here.
what?
Yes, it's like, and I'll just gesture in the general direction of Iron Ridge. Like it's like right over there.
How long has it been there?
Quite
At
a while.
least since an hour ago.
Would you like to go? Should we go together?
Sure. I'm gonna do an insight check on this individual. It's not. I don't have a really high insight check, but we'll see.
Okay.
Oh, that's a dirty 20. Let's go. I had a +1. Let's go.
He seems batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I kind of.
The
I'll pull out my vial of brain juice.
Okay.
And I'll be like, this is quite possibly
Is my boomstick.
the rarest potion that I've ever come across. I took this, salvaged the ingredients for this potion myself from the body of a dying god.
Shifter's just going to be like, Lagwin, I can't believe you would consider parting with that.
Oh, yes. If you go for so much on the market.
Well, I mean, this Fred Tiakia is in need, and this is a rare opportunity. As a fellow fan of potions, I understand the need to and the general enjoyment one gets from playing around and drinking potions, and this, well, really, this is a one of a kind experience.
Right. I don't know if he could afford it. No offense. It is a one of a kind item that we hand got from its source.
Can you get more?
The source was slowly transferring into another plane, fading away, as it were. So this is really a limited supply. Really, very few of these in existence. Very rare.
Oh my gosh. I must have it. I mean, if it's available, I don't want to rob you or anything, but I mean, I could if I needed to, but I don't want to.
Well, we appreciate that.
Sure, I appreciate the honesty.
What do you have to offer?
Oh, geez. Ooh, well, there's
Your life.
Call an ambulance, but not
I don't
for
know
me.
about anybody
Not
else,
for me.
but I want to buy this dude's house off of him. I just want this as our new base of
Dude,
operations.
fuck the game.
pretty cool.
Can I do a perception check or insight or something to see what this guy's got? Like, I'm just gonna case this place a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but what does it look like? What is the interior?
Yeah. I think I didn't describe it because the supplement actually doesn't describe the interior very well. But it's a series of rooms. You guys kind of walked up at the base level of this, and then think of a wizard tower, I guess. There's kind of like a circular staircase that goes up to separate rooms. You're at the base. It's a pretty wide open room. There is light, like continual light spells are cast kind of on the walls, giving you some light in this room. Although on the outside, you did see that further up there was some windows and what have you. There are a table in front of you that you're seated at. It's a nice long wooden table and then invisible servants are just bringing all kinds of food and stuff. And he's just like, well, I mean, if you would like, we could probably go up to the observatory and maybe we can find this city that I don't think exists. And we could talk about that vial. It seems very, very interesting. What god did you get it from again?
Manzakorian, the illithid god of knowledge.
Never heard of it. What's an illithid?
Oh, goodness.
Have you ever seen an octopus?
Vaguely. Are they related? Are they like cephalopods? Like.
Yes.
Similar, yes.
Yes.
Picture
so imagine,
that.
Yeah. But as someone's head.
Oh, with like a regular body underneath, like a person body.
Yes.
Yes. That is an illithid. And they are.
Why would
unpleasant.
anyone make it? Like, it doesn't seem, because my fingers, when I take a bath, they get very pruny. The octopus needs the water, and I don't, you don't want to. I don't.
That's the weird thing. They're not aquatic at all. It doesn't make any sense. But that's the far realm for you, I mean. But let's go up to this observatory. I've got to show you the city. It's full of vagabonds.
Oh, excellent. And he'll take you up. There's lots of weird
Called bashers, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry. That I forgot the lingo.
We must use the lingo of this place as we're running it. Indeed. As we're going up, I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can get from this guy. This seems like a person that you could take their dog and they wouldn't notice.
Yeah. So I want to, while we're going upstairs, I want to be talking to this individual, Tiak, right? About our adventures in the Outlands, just so that I can distract him as much as possible, so that Siren can, do whatever.
Oh, okay. Let's have you make a performance check as you're like distracting
Hell
and kind of
yeah.
checking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, that's a 26.
Ooh. So
That's
we'll give
nice.
you a +6 on your roll to investigate, LB.
Okay, let's go. 21.
Okay. So you see that there's lots of as you're like spiraling up, there's a couple doors here and there. One of them you peer in looks like some kind of scientific study or magical study area, like lots of books and stuff. There's a magic circle on the ground. Another one you find has little bits of treasure, like gold and things like that, but not an excessive amount of wealth, but some in there. Definitely more than like you guys have currently, so it'd be behoove you to grab some probably. You find a library that has a large map on it of a world that is not Faerun, that you basically are not sure of the landscape of that, but it's got oceans and land masses and Arctic at the north and things like that. And a couple of like locked doors, I guess.
Okay.
On your way up. If you want to lag behind and try to do that, you could try to pick them up if you want to.
I wanna find some scrolls for my friends, I think. And
Okay.
You said there's a room with books and
There was like a library, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can definitely sneak off into that library.
Sorry, just looking through my equipment and in my bag of holding, there's just 10 pineapples still.
Yeah.
Oh, those have gone bad.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
Maybe I'll use this as a prank. Put them under the car seat or something.
Could you make fermented pineapple?
Ooh, pineapple liqueur.
Make it into a potion. Put it in a vial.
Yeah, there you go.
Sell it to our barmy friend over
Stupid.
here.
Yeah.
Now look at me using the slang.
Yeah, let's roll. I don't know how to roll for some spells here.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, let's say there's two accessible spell scrolls that you find. And we'll let you just grab those and I'll figure out what they are.
Sure.
And when this kind of ends.
Yeah.
You are chatting away with this gentleman. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah. If I feel like I have enough time to swipe some gold as well, I'll do that.
Yeah. Roll a D100.
Okay. $83.
There you go. 83 gold.
Okay.
Does this work for?
There is a 5e.
I was looking
roller
for
in
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for scrolls?
Trying to see.
Yep,
Yeah.
there is. Yep. So you should be able to. I think there's a way to randomize them if you want.
Oh, like a random treasure.
Yep. Random
That you
treasure
can
generator.
select. Now I'm just interested how this would work. Magic items like a spell book?
So I'm talking. Oh, you know what else I should try and sell this guy? I'm looking at my inventory right now, and I could get him I have a jar of ectoplasm. And I also
Different game,
have
Lex. Different game.
I also have a tiki head to go cup from earlier in this in the season that I have filled with that weird like Modron like corrupted ichor stuff that I think the Issa was messing with.
That's some
Man.
weird
That's fun.
shit.
So you got a level 6 spell, create homunculus,
Amazing.
and Liamon's secret chest, a level 4 spell.
Also, a really useful spell to have.
And LB got 83 gold. Up at the
Hey-yo.
observatory, you guys can see out, and you see the spireward, and you see dark Mordor-like shadows from over there, from the opposite direction. You have a map, so you kind of know that what you're looking at in the direction of Iron Iron Ridge.
Sorry.
In the direction of Iron Ridge, you're also looking at the gate town to the abyss. And that's probably why it's like dark and sinister in that general direction. He asks you, well, which way is this Iron Ridge city that you were looking? I'm very excited.
I will point to the spooky dark place.
And away we go. And he like, well, we'll say now there's a wheel. He spins a wheel. And it starts marching ever so slowly that way. So now about this potion, this mind god juice thing. What do you need? How can we get this from you? What are you looking for yourself?
I'm gonna just look. I don't know what Shifter's. I know Shifter's been doing all of the talking at the moment, and I am horrible at negotiations. As many people like to point out, my shop didn't do so well. That's not because of my negotiation skill. That's other reasons. But, yeah,
Well.
I'm not good for asking for things for myself, other than earworms. But nobody wants that, so I guess it's just me.
Nobody wants earworms. The Shifter's going to whisper to Lagman like, "Oh, I just really want this guy's house, but that's probably too big an ask. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful establishment that he's built. But maybe he has some powerful magical items like we were trying to get, grimoires, mantles, rings. What are you thinking? Does that sound like a good ask to you?"
Yeah, sure, we'll give it a shot. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say to you, Tiak, this establishment what do you call this? What we're in right now, what you're directing, have a name for it? I'm just curious.
I refer to it as my house.
Sure. And did you build this and enchant this house yourself?
Yes, well, so originally we had to build the foundation up of, chickens. And then once that was done, we laid upon some layers of stone and mortar and what have you to get the whole thing. The first round was very shaky. The legs didn't quite know how to walk. And, you have to do a lot of magical kind of reinforcements because the shaking, the wobbling, you wouldn't understand. It's really odd. There's a lot of gravity plating spells in these floors to keep you centered.
No, I barely lost balance at all when you did that whole wheel swipe, turning us 180 degrees. I barely even noticed it.
Wow.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
That is quite impressive. I'm willing to part with this my mind juice god potion here. Do you have things you'd be willing to offer up in trade of things that you would find of equal value or what perceived equal value? I'm nothing if not willing to make a trade, and I am a former businessman.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. I have many things to trade. I could trade a couple of things here and there. I've got some books. I don't know. Would you take 10 gold? How does 10? 5? Is 10 too much? 5?
Ooh. I mean, we don't really have a huge need for gold out here. Well, when you're in the Outlands, it's really about shows of force and power. Money doesn't do much for you.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And he and you hear him and one of the monkeys and runs away. Spider monkey goes. Yes, right back. He comes over. In his mouth, he has this wand about yay big that's got all of these bedazzled kind of looking things on it, and he's just like, I acquired this in a realm far, far away from a wizard of unimaginable power.
Ooh.
I would be willing to trade it for your brain juice.
I mean, right out the gate, Lagwin is like, this is just like all fancy jewel wand. Like I'm like, this is way better than gold. It might not actually be magical.
Right.
I don't know how comfortable I feel about casting spells in this guy's presence because he's a nut job and it might set him off. But
well, we'd ask, right?
Mhm.
Like, Shifter will actually do that. Shifter's just like, this looks just outstanding.
Doesn't it?
And you know what we would just like to verify the authenticity of it, and we would expect you to do the same for our item, of course. If you
Oh
would
no, I
permit my
trust you.
Oh, wow.
You could just give me. We'll just trade real quick right now. 1, 2, 3.
if you would just permit my
I like
associate briefly to just do a simple identification ritual on your wand here before we decide on the purchase. Would that be agreeable?
How long?
10 minutes.
Well, it could be 10 seconds, or if Lagwin wants to be thorough, it could be 10 minutes.
But at the same time, I can hold the brain juice, and we can check. I can figure it out. Because I have to. I mean, it's back and forth, correct?
Oh yeah, of course,
yeah.
of course.
Right. Do you know how to identify?
Are you talking me?
Yes.
Well, that's what the monkeys are for. Silly.
Sorry.
Anyway. And then, like, monkey comes over and we'll take the wand out of his hand and present it over to Lagwin. Lagwin, the monkey that holds out the hand for the juice.
Yeah, I'll put the juice in his hand.
Shifter's gonna whisper to
Lagwin,
like, maybe use a spell slot on this. We may need to make it a quick retreat.
Well, I can't, so that's not an option. I don't have it prepped.
I'm gonna lean to Lagwin and just be like, and the two of you as we start doing. He's insane. He has no idea what he has. I don't even know if he's a wizard.
Well, I think at some point he probably was a fairly competent wizard, but some of that may have slipped.
You know what?
I found a map downstairs of not Faerun, of some other civilization with waters and such, so he may not even be from our material plane.
I wonder if this house can plane shift. Oh, I want this house so badly. Is killing him and taking it out of the option? I want this
I think the monkeys are going to be the biggest problem.
I'll forego identify for detect magic because it's 54 seconds faster to cast. So and I will I'll take the time to ritual cast detect magic.
Why is detect magic faster?
Because identify is a base 1 minute casting time.
Oh, plus
10. So it's 11 minutes versus 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay, yeah, it's super magical.
All right,
so.
I'm in. And I also will just like do a click clock around the room to see what else is magical in this room.
Okay, but yeah, and so the whole thing kind of like lights up super magical. But I'll say, like, while you're making all of those rituals and stuff, he takes the potion or the bottle and he's like checking it out and shaking it and stuff. And the monkeys are looking at it and they're kind of spidering around. They're like dark in color, but have kind of a green hue to them, these spider monkeys. And they, 4 primate looking arms on each side. So no real legs that you can see. And they kind of like sputter around and stuff. The puppy crazies. Okay. And then they'll take the bottle and he brings it back kind of before your ritual, like on the tail end of your ritual. And he's just like, I think this is exactly what we were looking for the entire time. This is, by random crazy happenstance, we have met one another and we're here together.
Isn't it just wonderful how the multiverse works?
Just so good. And he walks over to like the steering wheel area. And he what is the lid to this? Is it just a cork or?
I assume that's what standard.
Okay.
Vials.
Oh
are
yeah,
like,
because you
right?
used a potion bottle,
I
right?
used a potion
Yeah.
bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll like pop off the cork and he just starts pouring it on like the wheel and the dashboard of this thing. And he's like, I think we're all done now. And you guys are there, and you see the floor beneath you and the him, and everything starts to like fade. Like it becomes translucent or transparent, like you can see through. You guys are still very, very corporeal, but you feel the whole thing kind of like shifting out of whatever, and you're very, very high up.
Is the wand going away too?
No, he's holding onto the
Okay.
wand, and it looks good.
All right.
The monkeys also are not going away, is what it looks like.
Oh, the monkeys! They're going
Oh,
to
God.
die.
Well, I think we should. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Wonderful doing business.
I'm gonna
with you.
grab as much as I can on the way out.
Are you guys like racing down the stairs, kind of a thing? Then?
I'm
Yeah, well,
gonna...
we did bring the axe beaks in, which was a point
Oh, we
that
need
happened.
to get the
Well, we can just ride out. That's my plan.
If we, yeah, depending on how quickly this goes.
Yeah, I feel like we
just-
probably can't get to them in time, Well, we can't get to the base of the structure before.
Yeah.
it
Well, how
runs
high-
out.
how
I
high
mean,
up are we?
yeah. You are, I don't know, probably like. So I want to say the tower is at least 60, 70 feet up, and the feet add another 40 on top of that.
Yeah.
So you're probably 100 feet up.
It's fine.
Yeah. I don't want to be phased in. This is going. Shit.
I mean, I do,
I'll
but
be
I don't
clear,
think we're going to be.
It looks like you're not going.
Oh,
with it,
it's just
and
leaving.
the spiders are not either. But it will disappear and you will fall. Is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can polymorph into a goose, and I can grab both of you, and that's fine. But our axe beaks, what the hell did I even name mine?
Breaker, no!
They're gonna die probably. I don't know if we can get to them in time, but
Like,
we don't
could
know where they
try.
are actually,
Yeah.
do we?
We
They're
rode
just
them up.
somewhere.
when they
They're
start,
somewhere
when
in the
start-
structure.
when it
Somewhere in the
starts
structure, yeah.
phasing and things go transparent, like in the process of the phasing, can we see where they're at as things start?
Oh
to
yeah, so they're in like a weird stable at the base of the thing, and you feel like your feet, like you could probably push through at this point because it's like 50% not there, kind of a thing. So if you want to, I don't know, what do you want to do?
I would love to save my beak. My
yeah.
boy. My breaker. My breaker boy.
I'm gonna be like, well, anyway, thank you, and I will dimension door since I can see where I can accurately dimension door because I can see where I'm going.
Okay.
To where the axe beaks are.
Mhm.
Take Siren with you.
Okay, yeah. Well, I thought she was gonna try to go steal a bunch of stuff before it phases out of existence.
I don't know if you have time to
Hold
do that
on.
and get the axe beak. Do
That's what
you?
I'm saying.
Well,
This is Sophie's
my-
choice.
My goal is
What kind of rogue am I?
all right. Well,
kind of
you know what?
rogue?
It's fine. This is a debate that she has. I teleport to the axe beaks
Mhm.
with a dimension door, and I'm gonna try to just grab all 3 sets of reins and leave if I can, or push them out through the side of the structure. Or
Yeah, the ramp is not there anymore because it is Legs that is currently walking
Yeah.
towards Iron Ridge.
So it's
But
40
if
feet
you
down.
can you slow fall them or
Yeah, does anyone have feather fall?
I have Featherfall.
no, but
Isn't that up to 10 people? 10.
I think it might only be 7, but yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Oh.
it would
How
certainly
far?
be fine. I don't know what the range on it is, maybe 60 feet. But I can jump on Vincent and just fly on over to where Lagwin is. I'm not super worried about it.
ooh, better question. What was the magic? You said we were in a point where there's certain magics that didn't work. It's a better question. 4th, we're okay.
yeah.
So dimension door does still work. Okay, that's important. Otherwise, that would have not worked. So okay.
So as you guys are walking there, 4th always worked. I would say because you're going towards Iron Ridge, your 5th level spells would kick in, and you could
Okay.
use 5th level magic.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so that really. Yeah. How much of a? We said it's about a 40-foot fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
They might live.
They might live. They'll just have all their legs will be broken, but they'll be alive.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know.
I'm gonna take out Vincent, little Vinny.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak to him. I'm gonna buzz in his ear. He's gonna turn into a giant fly, and we're just gonna fly on down towards the base. And as we're departing, I'm just like, Siren, are you going to be all right? Would you like to get on?
Siren runs down the stairs as much as possible, and I try to get more from the library.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. It's got to be real high.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
Sleight of hand? Okay. 23, I critted!
Whoa!
Thank you,
okay.
Devion.
I'll find you something else too.
Okay.
And probably like a book.
Yeah. With doing this, I'm assuming I'm going to fall the rest of the way.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless well, now you have a choice. Do you want to save the birds? Shifter with do you want to save the birds, Shifter with Vincent, or do you want to try and stop I don't know. What do you want to do? You're next to
yeah, I can
That's
either
your Sophie's choice.
I can either featherfall Lagwin and the birds, or I can featherfall Siren because they're not close enough to each other to get.
I think you could catch Siren and Featherfall. I wasn't thinking about that. I thought you were going to catch with I thought you were going to try and catch the axe beaks with your fly, but you could Featherfall the axe beaks and Lagwin and probably just catch on your giant fly with Vincent, catch Siren, like swoop down.
Oh wow, that would be very heroic. Yeah, Shifter's like, well, I might drop Siren, but if I didn't, I would just look quite cool. So yeah, they attempt to swoop down and grab Siren.
Okay.
What should I roll for that?
No, you don't have to roll. I think you're good. Like, I imagine you do some illusion spell where you have big muscles and like a waving cape behind you, and you just like gently catch Siren.
And then I look below, and I was just like, oh, and I've forgotten about Lagwin. I casually cast Featherfall on him and the birds so that they don't plummet to their deaths.
As we're flying down, you're going to kiss me when you find out what I found.
You all land very safely. The spider monkeys are falling as well, but they have learned how to make little web wings, and they kind of like glide down.
Little parachute
you guys look up.
spiders?
The entire walking tower is gone. It just dissipated. You still have the wand in your hand, and Siren has the objects that she has that I will look at here shortly. And then the spiders land. There's 8 of them. They look around, and they just scatter and run off.
Oh.
And with that, we'll take a quick break and see what's going on.
Interesting. All right. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, hello, everybody. We're back. We had some time to get water and to look up stuff and all this other fun things. So you guys are hanging out. I'm about to sneeze. This is awful. Oh, I can feel it. Oh, it's not going to happen now. So angry. You left TX walking wizard tower as it dissipated and went somewhere. LB, you managed to grab a book as on your way out before you were caught so gracefully in Shifter's arms on a giant fly. And on top of that book was a dish of butter that you also grabbed.
Awesome.
And you guys are landing, kind of looking at stuff. Siren has 2 spell scrolls, a fancy-looking book with blue leather, and a dish of some yellow butter.
Is
All
my
right.
detect magic spell still up from before?
It is, and the butter is magical, and the spell scrolls are magical. The book looks like a book.
Okay. I
I
will say
have
that
presents.
butter's magical, just so you know.
Oh, wonderful.
Magic butter.
Put it in the bag of holding. I have
Do you want to know
2
what it
spell
does?
scrolls and a book.
All right. I have this thing. I hold my bedazzled wand here.
Ooh. Lovely. How much do you love me?
I feel like this is a trick question.
Siren, I just saved your life. I don't mean to point out the obvious here, but
You're saying you love me the most?
I'll be like, I think
mean,
that's
just-
reasonable, yes.
It's not even a contest between myself and Lagwin. Just look at him.
No, it is no contest. You are right. Shifter loves you way more than I do.
Oh, that's fair. All right, Shifter. In exchange for these 2 very powerful scrolls,
Hmm.
only request I would like you to tell me how much you care about me and tell me my best qualities.
It's like, Siren, if I was to be locked in Sigil forever and could only choose one person to be there with, it would be you, all the way. And why? Well, and Shifter thinks for a moment, just like the best quality you could. Internal monologue is like the best. What does Siren think the best quality would be? Yeah. Your grace, your beauty, and your sense of style above all else.
Shifter. You made me blush. I'm a darker shade of purple than before. All right. And I hand over the scrolls.
You have a scroll of create homunculus and a scroll of Lehman's secret chest that you can later learn and add, I suppose.
While we're sitting here and I'm witnessing this whole
Whole thing.
I'm gonna cast Identify in the 11 minutes that it takes.
Okay.
I want to know.
It's got 7 charges.
I like it.
It's a fancy wand that you might have heard of called the Wand of Wonder.
Knew it.
Exciting.
Which whenever you cast it or you use it, yeah, so wand has 7 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and choose a target within 120 feet of you. The target can be a creature, object, or a point in space. You roll a d100 and consult the following table to discover what happens. And there's a bunch of stuff that could happen. It'll be fun. You might not even use it. It requires attunement. I think everybody's attunement slots are full.
Not
Hold. Oh.
Nyx. My bad.
Nick is. Oh, she is a spellcaster. She could use it.
I could use it.
You actually.
It says attunement by spellcaster. Sorry.
I have spells that I cast.
You do have a couple of spells.
Don't think you're a spellcaster though.
Am I not talking
As a
about
class.
Fair.
Mm,
What
Take
is my
that dip.
fighter thing?
one level of.
I'm
sword.
an arcane archer.
That's interesting. That feels like it might qualify.
I don't know.
That's up
Yeah,
to the
would an
DM.
eldritch knight, like a fighter who's an eldritch knight, qualify? I would think I would let it. I would let that happen. I don't
But
know.
an arcane archer.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like probably.
Right,
The
because I do
butter
have-
you got is called the butter of disbelief. This stick of magical butter is carved with arcane runes and never melts or spoils. It has 3 charges. While holding this butter, you can use an action to slice off a piece and expel 1 charge to cast the grease spell.
Oh.
The grease that covers the ground looks like melted butter. The butter regains all expended charges daily at dawn, but if you expend the last charge, the butter disappears.
How many charges? I'm sorry.
3.
That's fun.
Awesome. All right. I
can't believe it's not butter at this point.
I can't believe it's not. But I have a hat of disguise which I don't use very often, and I could just ask one of you guys to disguise me. So I could use the wand if we need someone to hold it for a Tin Man.
No, if you're an arcane archer, I'd say you could use it. It's fine.
Thank you, Jordan.
I'll be like, well, I'm not. I like knowing where my magic comes from. The chaoticness of this is too much for me.
Thank you. I shall read through this book and let you know what. Well, the last time I read through a book, it did cause some problems. What
Well, this one
languages
is. It's not magical. I can tell you that much.
Oh, well, that's
So
cool.
I think you're safe. Although if there's
I
a
would like to-
mechanical trap and it shoots a dot in your face, I can't help that.
Oh,
But Siren can handle that kind of situation.
Right, sure. I would.
again, I am not that kind of rogue. Maybe I could check for traps.
Books for traps. I love it.
I'm not gonna make you do that because it's not trapped. It's fine.
That's
So-
funny.
She's like,
But
yes, of course.
the title of the book is Rialto, I Hardly Knew You, the autobiography by Rialto the Marvelous.
Oh,
Oh my god.
What? What is it?
It's a Rialto.
Who's
A personal
that?
hero of mine. Only the most powerful wizard of the 73rd Aeon.
It looks like a signed copy.
Oh, is it worth anything?
Second printing.
Oh,
Well, maybe not in this particular plane, but or this time period.
oh.
Really, do you really need to get at the people who who sort of like experienced that whole thing?
Right. Perhaps I
but,
could sell it to the place that has all the books that we were at.
Well, that's true, but
Canopy?
I would give you something for that.
Really?
Oh, a signed copy of Rialto's autobiography.
What do you have to offer?
Looks through their bag.
Also,
Well, I've got a baseball-sized crystal. I've got this a regular-sized crystal. I've got this crowbar.
wait, a crowbar?
Yes, I have a crowbar.
I will trade you this for a crowbar.
Oh, excellent. They just hand you the crowbar.
Adding it to my inventory.
Fantastic.
That's gonna come in handy later.
Remove from my inventory. Rialto the
Do you
Marvelous.
collect crowbars, Siren? Is that a thing?
No, I just don't have one, and I have trouble breaking into places because I, again, am not that kind of rogue. So it might come in handy.
Fair enough.
Not with that attitude, you aren't.
Well, now I am.
Now,
If you-
see?
If
There
you
you
can't
go.
finesse your way in, break in.
That's
On
yeah.
top of your mighty axe beaks, you ride off to Iron Ridge.
I'm like trying to read while I ride. It's not working very well.
It does not bode well for you. Oh, I lost my page. There we go. Yeah. The terrain starts turning into some more mountainous terrain, but before you get to the larger mountains that are the Dwarven Mountains, you come to a small town of Iron Ridge, and you guys are still on that 5th ring where you have like access to 5th level spells, but not 6th level. And Iron Ridge is a human settlement. It's kind of open for the most part. There's like some lax guards that are going to ask you to kind of like wave you in and see what your business is and stuff like that. But for the most part, you come in, you find a place to stable said your axe beaks. And while you're here, you hear of some general noise, again, talking about how the gods are dying here and there. Not a lot of care about that, but they specifically say that they've seen less of the illithids in the region recently, which has been nice. And the beholder god and his creatures that live under these mountains have also been pretty dormant, which is kind of nice. So like business is booming in a way because they're a little scared to show their faces. You hear that Red March Inn is a good place to get a good night's sleep, if that is something you want to do, or to gather some more information. What do you guys want to do now that you're here?
We've got to figure out the direction of the rotting oracle.
Yes. Lagwin, while we're here, can you just keep your sword sheathed?
Sure.
So
I
we
mean,
don't
I
run
typically
into
there's not even a sheath; it's just a handle.
it.
Actually, you bring up a good point. I would like to go to like any old blacksmith shop.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, and I just want to buy a sheath, like a scabbard for a sword.
Okay.
And then I want to just put the sunblade on it so it looks like it's just the handle to a regular sword. There's obviously nothing in the handle, but that way it's not just like a hilt on my belt. That probably looks a little out of place, so it looks like it's just a sword. Maybe that'll throw some people off, perhaps.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you go to, well, probably more like a leather maker, I would assume.
I guess it's somebody that would have one, because I guess realistically thinking about it, the amount of people that just have an extra one without the sword in it, I guess I could just buy the sword and just not use the sword.
Toss it. Like, well, I don't need this anymore. Throw it over your shoulder, stab an orphan. Oh, you monster.
Listen, I'm not Shifter. I'm not killing orphans in a town. That wasn't me.
Yeah, you're not that cool.
I was busy saving the librarian and stealing books.
Gosh.
Yeah, you find a place called Mr. Smith. And they got a bunch of stuff. And I think they're a little taken back. They're just like, you seem like you don't need necessarily, powerful wizard like yourself. I don't know why you would like just a regular sword, but here you go. Yeah.
Thanks. And I'll take the sword and I'll just kind of like look it over and I'll be like, pleasure doing business with you. And as I walk out, I take the sword out and I just like set it up against the wall and then walk out of the shop.
He's like, sir, yeah, I don't even really care at this point. Just lets you go. That'll be like 2 gold probably.
All right, cool.
And then, you'll like make it work so that your hilt can kind of sit in there. I would be scared that you would lose it, but I guess it's already tied to your belt in another way, so probably not. What else? What else do you guys want to do?
How can I gather information on the mean streets?
On the mean streets, you can make probably an investigation check or if you want to be super charismatic, more like a performance check to kind of like schmooze people.
I'm fine with either actually, but I can illusion myself to look like a real basher,
Ooh.
but make myself look like oh gosh. Should I go buff or like really wretched? I'm gonna go really wretched. I'm gonna be like an old dude with like 3 teeth and an eye patch. He's all crooked and he's got his tattered hood and he's like, I've been looking for the rotting oracle.
Okay, yeah. So you find a couple of people trading and stuff up ahead, and they look like a group of people to kind of walk, And as you're walking up, they're saying like, yeah, they want an order of like over like 50 swords. I think some kind of war is happening. I'm not really sure. And I come walking up. You overhear that as you walk into the situation.
Swords, you say? I know much. I know about some magical blades.
Yeah, so do we. They're making the magical blades for the big deal that's going down.
I hobble up. I've got a peg leg in this persona and a little staff.
Man. Man, who are you? What are you doing here?
Well,
This guy sounded exactly like Mr. Smith. That's what I want to know.
I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow in the knee, and you know how it is. And I just point at my peg leg.
Yeah, that's real rough.
I am on a quest. It's difficult because it's so hard for me to walk. But I have come in search of the rotting oracle. I hear that it has some connection to some powerful swords.
I wouldn't say that. It's kind of just like stuck in the mud, but why do you want to go there?
Oh, the magic. Young man, and I poke him with my staff.
Hey, ow! Okay, it's like slaps your staff. Listen here, old man. The rotting oracle. If you're like those crazy tieflings that tried to build it, it's got no big connection to the abyss like they thought. I don't know why exactly you'd want to go there, but it's probably safer now that the illithids are gone.
Exactly. Now is the prime time to get all of its magic. But I don't know exactly where it is.
All right. Well, if I tell you, will you leave me alone, please?
Whoa, if that's all you want?
Yes, more than anything, I just want this conversation to end.
But Jordan, I'm enjoying this character so much.
So
well, fine, young whippersnapper. Youth don't appreciate anything these days.
Oh, all right. Listen, and he gives you a general direction, Spireward, but more, I guess, north, more towards the Goodly Plains than you guys were, because you were on the evil, chaotic. Yeah, you were on the evil side, the lower plains.
Okay.
With Gehenna and stuff. So it would be Spireward, kind of the direction you came, but more northward in that direction. And he gives you general directions like that. He says if you want some more information, they can probably... well, if you have a map, he'll kind of generally over here.
Did we have a map?
I think you had a map of the plains, or of the Outlands.
I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shakily pull that out from under my tattered robes. Oh, yes, if you could just mark here a path. Put maybe an X on it, like treasure. Woohoo!
So, I'm going to give you a map. And basically, I lied to you, so I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. It is not Spireward. It is the opposite. It's towards the Dwarven Mountains. So you can ignore a lot of this. The Costa Path doesn't apply to you guys, so don't do that. But the Iron Ridge, and then you're looking for south of Iron Ridge, there's the Sharia Moor?
Yeah, we heard it in the mirror.
Yeah, the Rotting Oracle is right around that area. So he explains Man, I just hate for people like yourself to go out and die. I mean, you already lost your leg, but so do you know the history of the rotting oracle?
Oh, just rumors here and there, that it's greatly powerful.
I mean it was four tiefling brothers that wanted to create some kind of a temple to Jueblix, and so they built this big old temple thing, and I don't know if it was through their magic or something, but it like sank halfway into the mud, and I think they sank with it, and so
Ooh.
you're looking at kind of like a pretty nasty place to go visit.
Oozes. Well, I've dealt with those before in my youth, and then I poke him again with the
I don't
cane.
know. I can't stop that. Ow.
Ooh.
Take that away from him. Is there anybody?
Uh, but well, that's interesting. Actually, Jordan, I thought we hear something about Dweeblex? This rings a bell to me. Maybe this was something we heard at some point earlier.
Maybe.
But old man Shifter, I need to think of a name for him. Gosh.
He's a staple now.
Yeah, I know. He's
Shifted.
coming back.
Eustace.
Is just going to be like, I've had many dealings with the Lords of the Abyss. Oh, there's great power there. What was that thing you said about swords? Is there a war going on?
Oh, well, yeah, there's something going on in the prime material plane. Lady bought like lots and lots of weapons, magical weapons. We're taking them over to the town portal to the gate town, and they're gonna walk it down to the abyss, I guess.
You're bringing weapons to the abyss so that they can be brought to the prime material? That seems a bit roundabout.
Yeah, there's a drow lady, and she made the order. She's got lots and lots of coin, and so the guy that's gonna run them, I think he's like right over there. And they like point off, and there's like a merchant lady who is kind of, well, it's another one of those centaur people that you saw earlier.
Centaurs.
And she looks older and very I don't know, kind of like focused, I guess. And he kind of points off and he's like, I think that's the one making the run. She doesn't have all the material they're probably going to leave in a couple days. But from what I heard, she's looking for some protection because she has to go to the gate town, to the abyss, down to the 66th layer. And then they're going to meet a contact there that'll take them to the prime material plane.
Oh,
The money's right.
Interesting. Well, I couldn't possibly, but I might know a few youngins who are up to the task. Well,
Well, they'll pay handsomely. That's all I say. But I don't know. It's not worth my life. But yeah, old man, you might be careful here. You look like you look like you're prime pickings. We have some demons that make their way over here every once in a while, try to drag people back to the abyss. I don't want you to get hurt. Take care of yourself, all right?
Oh, I'll be fine, young man. You
Don't go
take
poking
care
the
of
wrong
yourself.
thing. Ow! Stop it! Get out of here.
Yeah. And then as I wander away, I'm just like, oh, Gen Z, it's so silly, kids.
Hey, boomer. And he walks away.
Yeah. Back in my day, and then as soon as I round like the corner of a building, the illusion just drops, and I'm just like, a portal to the prime material plane, the place I've wanted to go for quite some time. Well, my companions will want to know about this. And I head back to where I assumed that there was a place we were going to meet, like maybe at that tavern or something.
Yeah, the Red March Inn is the main tavern of the town. So you meet. Your associates are there.
I tell them the things that they already overheard you say.
Oh,
Interesting.
well.
going through the abyss to get to the prime material, that sounds like an invasion to me, which is
Sure.
unpleasant for them.
Well, yeah. Not that we could get there if we wanted to anyway. I mean, maybe we'll be lucky enough to. Maybe we'll be seen fit to make it to the prime material plane if we literally have to go through essentially not hell, but like pseudo adjacent
It's
hell, like
different.
chaotic hell.
You see,
to-
there are 9 hells, but there are
Right.
infinite chaos hells.
Yes, exactly.
All right. They're
s-
different.
No, they
They're
are
different.
distinctly
They are.
different.
They're very different.
I'm using
Uh,
hell, like the royal hell, to encompass all negative planes, lower planes. But like we
Right.
literally have to go through hell to get back. So maybe like the Lady of Pain will see fit to allow us to make our way there instead of keeping us stuck in Sigil / all these other places.
Right.
Jordan, quick question. Because I have the map and the marked location. How far is the rotting oracle for where we currently are?
I think it's like 8 hours or so, 10 hours.
Okay, so we could
right?
theoretically go there, do a fact-finding mission, and then come back before this lady who's delivering the swords leaves, right?
Or you could talk to her and meet her
Mhm.
in what's the place called? Plaguemort, which is the abyssal gate town.
That's true.
Or yeah, like if you don't want to chance it, you could talk to her. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that is a possibility. You could definitely have enough time to do that and then meet back up. And that's even you'd have to go out of your way, but it's still in the same direction as the gate town, Plaguemort.
Cool.
I think we should see if the Mimir knows anything about this Chariamoa place. It was mentioned in one of the passages, and it is location, so potential that it may have something on it.
Right. What about this drow that is buying all of the items? Do we feel like it is the one we already know of? Is it?
Fair answer.
I would
Yes.
be willing to bet that
Yes.
it is Kiran Sali, and that layer of the abyss is her realm. I mean, I could be completely off, but things seem to be falling into place like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do we want to go there though?
Well, Lagwin's gonna have to epically defeat her in combat eventually.
Not to question Lagwin's abilities, but do you think that we can do that?
Based
He
on
is
our
the
history,
chosen
yes.
one.
We've done something of a similar, albeit. Well, I mean, I don't really know where power scaling is on these entities, but we stopped
Mishka the
Wolf
wolf spider.
So we
Yeah.
did that.
I was there. I remember.
But we had the rod of 7 parts,
Right.
and one of our party members turned into a dragon, as I recall.
That was a useful. Yeah, that did help.
Right. Plus, we had a healer at the time.
Right. So Nyx really needs to work on learning how to turn into a dragon.
And
we should
heal,
have made
and mostly healing.
No. The dragon, I feel, is more important. So
Oh, right.
that should have been part of our a review process. Where do you stand on the ability to turn into a dragon? We found it quite useful.
Nyx isn't replacing Rakiri. Rakiri just went off and did their goodly deeds and fashionable stuff.
But they had the ability to turn into a dragon.
Well, only because of the rod. Let's not get it twisted.
Right.
Fair. All right. Right. Good point.
Any of us could have turned into the dragon had we had the rod. But no. This was kind of why, we had decided we were going to try to trade for more magical items, of which we have gotten one, quite powerful one, and we just got that Rod of Wonder, which, fun.
This could be extremely useful, or, not as useful. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would like it if we could get another magic item or 2 before we have the possibility of squaring off against a drow goddess, even a minor one. But at the same time, it is a limited window.
So perhaps...
And she will certainly have information that will be useful to us.
Well, it seemed. I mean, she's a drow goddess of undead, right? Necromancy or what have you. Not undead, necromancy. Or at least she surrounds herself with undead minions. I think we can agree that that is true. Or
Yes.
reanimated things. So perhaps we should gear our focus of what we look for to things that possibly might help us deal with those type of enemies if we're looking for things, you know what I mean? That might be useful.
Right.
Not saying
Divine
that,
magic.
well, I mean, I guess yes, in theory. But just again, something to consider if we're going to be facing dead things often. Would make sense to kind of gear. Although they seem to most likely just be reanimated or ash kind of filled people, as it were, not undead per se. So
Well, where do they fall in the spectrum? Would divine magic do us better?
well, if they're undead, then the Sunblade would definitely have been, it would have been better than the time before the vampire was quite
Right.
But these seem to just be like almost more construct than undead, I guess I would say.
Fair.
They're just like a
Golems?
a creature that is kind of, when it dies, it returns. Honestly, any information, the more we could gather on her and her abilities, bad. If we come across that, but this doesn't really seem like a library.
Right. But if needed, and I don't want to do this, okay, I don't want to do this, we could brandish the Sunblade and just let them come to us, and then we could ask more questions.
You're just saying like, hey, look, come get us, kill them, and then take their souls.
Well,
we
it
can't do
works.
that here because we don't have access to 6th level spells here, so that would be.
What does that even mean?
The wizard term.
Yeah. So I know it's not really something you've had to deal with, but there's been weird fluctuations in our magical abilities based on where we are within these planes.
The
Outlands and
Outlands
things.
specifically.
Right.
The
Yeah.
closer you get to the Spire and
Yes.
Sigil, the more our magic powers wane, as it were.
I understand. Everyone has performance issues sometimes.
It's true. It's true.
Sure, and again, in that other plane, all of our evocation magic was supercharged.
Right.
No illusion magic in Mechanus. A lot of
Sounds terrible for casters. I mean, casters like you.
Sure, yes. We all. Anyway, why don't we ask the Mimir about Charya more and see if it has anything?
Yes, is there something? Hurt me.
Okay, it doesn't have anything.
Hello, this is the Mimir.
Hello.
Hello, I'm a Mimir, and I've got some information for you on Salisbury. Long ago, this was an open pit mine located in the realms of Illicini and Gezermond on the Outlands. It currently rests on the 7th ring of the Outlands. Vile gnomes, known as Spriggans, used Umber Hulk slaves to tear apart the land to such a degree that it is now a festering wound from which the Outlands will never heal.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That one was a little bit lower quality than the rest, but I think the message got
I'm
across.
in the room on the Zoom call. I can hear you.
Sorry.
No, I think it was fine. It just didn't have the eyewitness account of some random Spriggan telling us about it.
Yes, just or an Umber Hulk.
That would have been much more.
That would have been
difficult
quite
to
the
say.
interesting.
But would that be on Mimir recording? 100%.
Back in the day, and it was really spooky, and I really don't want that to happen to me again. It was awful.
And that was the story of how a little girl wed to Cherrymore. It was a long, lonely road, but she made it. Somehow back to Iron Ridge, where she grew up and became President of the United States of America.
Okay, we're back.
I think you broke LB.
Yeah, she's gone.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh
So
my
we should go talk to this lady who's running the swords and tell her that we'll go with her, right? And then go check out the Rotting Oracle. Is that still the plan?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if we go to the Rotting Oracle, there may not be anything there, and it'll be a quick trip. Like, oh, here it is. Well,
Just a bunch of ooze.
just a bunch of ooze. Time to go home.
Yeah, let's
We also should. I mean, we should be mindful because we don't know who the person is running these swords, and if it is around Sully, that would be a really poor time to just be like, "Oh, hey, it's you." Whoops.
well,
we're
did I
fighting now.
see her?
Yeah, it was another centaur person.
Oh, it was a centaur person. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
like yes.
Yeah, but not Yessa. Definitely a different
No.
centaur person.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, ugh, if we have to work with another centaur person, fine.
Oh, come
Fine.
now. Come now.
I just don't want to see them walk up and down stairs again. It gives me the willies. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Right.
not prejudiced.
Well, are you?
Oh, maybe a little. Let's go get this bread, as they say.
All right, you guys will walk out of the Red March Inn, and you can find this lady pretty well. She stands out. She's actually in front of Z's Forge, which is like a area that they're making all of this stuff. A forge. It's a weapons shop. And she's directing some humanoids to like put stuff on carts and things like that. And she's inspecting various weapons. There are a whole bunch of swords. I'm trying to. Oh, I think I need to open a different PDF. I have like a whole list of what she has, but it's like +2, +3 magic swords, a bunch of maces, a bunch of other things, like just a lot of weapons that they're loading up. And she sees you approach, and she's kind of cautious, and she's like, "Can I help you?" It's not for sale. This is
Oh,
already
okay.
pre-purchased inventory.
Sorry, we heard you needed protection on your journey.
Yes, you're willing to go to the abyss.
Oh, yes. Of
We've been
course.
there before.
Yes.
All right. Well, yes, I'll pay 1,000 gold each for some protection. I'm not anticipating any problems, as these are all weapons that were purchased for a deity. And specifically, I hear the demons do not want to interfere with such a power. So we should be okay.
All right.
But the plan is go to the gate town, into the abyss, get down to the demon web pits, and then we'll meet my contact there to go to the Vault of the Drow and deliver this.
Oh, so a drow goddess then.
Mm.
Yes. Lolth.
Oh.
Priestess bought all of this stuff.
The
Oh.
drow goddess. Oh, well, isn't that interesting?
But like I said, 1,000 gold each. I'll pay you 300 up front, and the rest when we get to the Vault of the Drow.
And they said this was for some sort of war. Is it the war with the, devils and the demons?
Oh, the Blood War? No. They have some kind of skirmish happening on their own. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, and I don't really want to know a whole bunch because the less I know, the happier I am. But there's some kind of a civil war going on.
Oh.
Something about the followers of Lolth versus the followers of Kira and Sali, and they're back and forth. So
I see.
we're just helping the one who has the most coin currently.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Can I pull you two aside for a sec, if you don't mind?
Of course, just a moment. We'll discuss the pay.
Right.
I really
What?
don't feel comfortable doing this.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
you
no.
have that whole thing about the
Where I'm an elf,
drow.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
hate elves from the
Let's
surface.
forget about that.
And we're going
Mhm.
against, like, literally walking into Lulth's domain,
Hmm.
one of the most hatred people towards elves, to then deliver her
men.
weapons to fight another group of drow who also don't like elves.
We are
so-
And
putting
you
you, we're
specifically.
sandwiching you.
And then,
in
oh yes,
between.
and me specifically. The other one doesn't like me personally.
Yes.
So, or at least her followers don't. I don't know. I feel like this is could we put Lagwin in a more dangerous situation? I don't know if the answer is yes, but this one seems to be so.
This
Yes.
does seem like maximum risk for Lagwin in particular.
Also,
Particularly, yeah.
it's 1,000 gold each.
Right.
And the material plane we're returning to is
The
most likely an Underdark drow city. The worst
So-
placed to be on the prime material plane.
So what you're saying is 2,000 or up.
I'm saying just no. Just a flat no.
Right.
No, I understand. The totally reasonable. We did have a whole discussion at the beginning of this campaign about how Lagwin needs to have more input. And I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
Well, the
I
other part
certainly
of it
wouldn't
is
want to put you.
we can consider, we now know, this is new information, I think, to us, that the drow have infighting now. I mean, they've always had infighting, sure, but
Right.
like
Mm.
large factions of infighting. Don't know how we could leverage that in any way. But, Lolth apparently doesn't like people encroaching on her territory, which again doesn't surprise me. So, I mean, Kira and Sully is also possibly now fighting a battle on two fronts, as it were. If her people are
Right.
fighting off Lulth, then we might be able to use that as she may not be fully focused on whatever goal she's working towards. You know what I
True.
mean?
Okay, well, we won't take the job. Totally fair.
Okay.
Though, Lagwin, I will point out that at some point, our paths are going to have to cross with this Kira and Sali character,
Sure.
and you will need to deal with that.
And I'm ready to cross that bridge when we literally have to come to it.
All right. Okay. I don't want to be hearing about this later when we're like, oh, we're about to figure out the origins of Tenebris. And then Lagwin's like, no, I won't do it because there's drow around.
No. I mean, I'm putting forth my formal veto on this particular mission.
All right.
Okay, because
Okay.
here, let me expound upon that a little bit further. So,
Lay it down on us.
everything we already just said, right? So
Right.
let's say Lulth wins her fight.
Mm.
For the surface world and the Underdark as a whole, nothing changes except all of her drow are now better armed to handle this whole situation.
Mhm.
So I feel like no matter what happens, it's just a bad situation. It's just a bad day, you know?
Mhm.
If we ensure they get these weapons and we somehow make it out without being harmed, and they end up winning because of those weapons, now the drow are just better armed in general for whatever it is they want to get up to do it. So I'm more willing to let them try to figure it out. Let the demons maybe decide they're gonna fight or not, and maybe they get the weapons, maybe they don't. I think we'll let them deal with it on their own. Go to the Rotting Oracle, learn about Tiefling brothers and some ooze, maybe, and then recontemplate everything that we're going to do, because that's the one idea we had. We'll go do it, and then we'll have to think of something new to do after the fact.
Well, as you're kind of raising your voice and being like, I don't want to do this, you keep gesturing your hand, and then you realize that you're holding that black key in your hand, and it's definitely got a happier charge being closer to the Abyssal Gate.
That's right. I forgot that it seems to be alive. And I'm like, oh, why did nobody tell me I'm holding this key as I'm talking?
Well, I'm
I
I'm
thought
sorry,
you meant to.
I don't actually look at you when you speak, but
Oh well. Typical. Here, you know
Wow.
what? Here, and I'll give you here. Here, Siren, you take this. I don't want it
alright.
anymore. Here you go. Enjoy.
We'll just give it to Phil the next time we see him.
I'm
The,
pretty sure, and I'll just be like, here. After you take the key, it'll be like, I'm pretty sure it's alive.
Oh,
I could feel it
gross.
getting excited that we're so close to the abyss.
Well,
So
I live
excited.
to disappoint, so
Yeah,
I've put it in the bag of holding.
The more evil things or the more killing, I guess, that happen, the seemingly more charged or like.
So you give it
humming-
to me.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. No, it's fine. Okay. So, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It unfortunately is conflicting with our schedule. We cannot take you. We cannot be your providers
Are
at
you-
this time.
Yeah. You're on the other side. It's a conflict of interest.
No. We travel with a bard, and they have a show schedule. So unfortunately, we can't.
No, because she points over at Lagwin. You've got the same weapons as the Kieran Sansali people. The Shadow Blade there on your side.
Oh,
no,
what?
I think that's just a regular sword with a quite dashing hilt, but just a normal scabbard.
Yes. Why would you say that?
Looks a lot like the swords that the Kieran Sali folks have. That's why they need these reinforcements. But I mean,
Oh,
not for you. That's fine. But
This is sorry, multiple.
I'll find
swords?
somebody else. So, what's that?
Did you say there were multiple swords?
Yeah, if all of them have those weird dark sabers.
Oh,
I think they call themselves the Mandalorians.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that's fascinating. All right. Well, no, just conflict of interest. All right. Have a good one. Scoots everybody out of the way. Multiple black swords.
That's disconcerting.
And unfortunate for us, I think.
Does that mean there's also multiple sunblades? We could all have a sunblade.
Oh, I'd love a
I
sunblade.
hope you all are able to get one. They're
I could
pretty
swing
cool.
it around like Lagwin. Ah, I'd be so cool.
See, I'm glad you're coming around to my way of thinking.
You could telekinesis it and hold it in the air spinning, and then just like
just
Wow.
shoot it out. Have it
so
come back.
cool.
It's a great idea.
Also, as we're walking away, I'm gonna say as an aside, it'd be like Lagwin, we could sabotage the arms shipment, which might prolong the conflict. I assume that Lolth has an upper hand in this just as a base because she's more worshipped, I assume, right?
We're real good at painting targets on ourselves. I don't know if you noticed that over the past years of traveling together. A lot of people seem to come after us. And if we could just not add to the list of people who don't like us, I think that's probably in our benefit.
Fine,
You're like,
fine.
hey, did you hear about these people that are very specifically distinct that can be easily picked out of a crowd? These 4 people, they pissed off Lolth. Now she's after us now too. Just keep adding on the drow that want to track us down and kill us. It'll be a great idea.
You don't have to be sarcastic about it.
Was that sarcasm? Sorry, I didn't realize.
Well,
All
let's
right.
go to this oracle.
Well, first, I think we should rest. It's been a long day. Right? We can
Sure.
get more information from the inn about this oracle. Perhaps just the one is not as beneficial as going for more information. Don't you want information? Isn't that what you're all about, you wizards?
I found
You've got plenty of
I pretended
information.
to be an old man earlier, and I got plenty of information.
All right.
The
You feel
youths
like-
told me everything I needed to know.
Remind me how old is
mainly the
Shifter, by the
location of
way?
the oracle, that it was a temple to Dewey Black's tieflings
Right.
made it.
Right.
That's fun.
So maybe I can read it. Whatever they've put up
Oh,
on it.
yeah, that's interesting. Tieflings made it, but they're usually infernal. But Dewey Black's is an abyssal deity. That's a strange conflict.
Indeed.
Huh.
And-
Although I
and-
suppose
Sorry, Lagwin, you never ask a woman her age.
I was talking to Shifter.
I know.
Oh wait, what did Lagwin ask me? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I said I was asking how old Shifter is. I feel like this has come up in the past.
Well,
He's
old
had a
enough,
birthday
Lagwin.
every year he's been alive.
So I've heard.
It's true.
All right, fair enough.
Turning in for the night?
Older than me. That's all I know.
I guess, yeah, right?
Yeah, if we need to refresh and we can like copy a spell or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it'll be fun if we can have Rachel with us next time for like rotting oracle stuff.
That makes sense.
So maybe we'll end it a little early this week. We won't be here next week because multiple people are gone for things, but we will be back second week in March, I guess.
Yeah, the 9th.
What's happening? Arms race in the Underdark. What's the Vault of the Drow?
I feel like
Solly.
this was so productive, and it's not because Rachel wasn't here, because Rachel usually keeps us on track.
No one was
So
gonna
I don't
say
know
it
what
till
was.
you said it, LB.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
geez.
Rachel is the one who keeps us on track, so I don't know what happened. We are the chaos gremlins of this group.
How
How old is Shifter?
I don't know.
Siren's 25.
Oh, Shifter's definitely older than that.
Yeah.
I was just curious
Um,
because Shifter seems to have a really good penchant for being in older personas and like
Mhm.
dealing with things. I feel like with a more like seasoned vibe. But then like it's talking about the youths, but Siren's 25, so I'm like
Yeah, the way Shifter talks about slang.
yeah, exactly my
is-
point, right? Like, is Shifter 30? Is Shifter 60? I can't really tell.
It's hard to tell.
Here's a better question: is Shifter an elf, a half elf, a human? That would
we don't-
really affect
true.
how old they are, but you don't know.
That's true. I don't
No
know.
one knows. It's
Well, I did
provocative.
for a second, but then I
You did for a second, but luckily
Though
there
I
was a wish that
there was a wish
wiped that
involved.
right off your
Mhm.
memory.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, okay, cool. We'll get to the Rotting Oracle next time. That'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
No fights this round, but we'll do it next time.
much.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go around, say hi to people. I'll start with Shifter, Mr. Lex. Who are you? What are you working on these days? What's going on?
Oh gosh, I'm working on so many things and none of them will ever get done. Yeah, I'm working on a 5e hack that will someday come out for just a few dollars on Drive-Thru RPG. Jordan's played it. He knows.
It's fun.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
Mostly I like playing games with my friends, but it's fun. It's a good system.
Wow. Okay. way to caveat that. But yeah, so I'm doing that. That'll come out at some point. I am currently running an adventure that is being streamed over on twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, which is the 1986 Ghostbusters RPG. And it's a very 80s RPG campaign. Ted is in it, playing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yeah, I'm also, there's a possibility that might come out as a purchasable adventure module at some point. Maybe.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, those are my big things right now. Otherwise, if you'd like to check out some of the other stuff that I do, you can go to Twitter and search Dank Dungeons. I've got a link tree on my profile there, and I've got links to all the different stuff that I have written. I've got stuff on DM's Guild. I've got stuff on itch.io. I've got stuff on Bandcamp. If you like music with your games and game supplements, and you can check out some of my work. But yeah, that's me.
LB, happy early birthday.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. Where I'm going to be live next is tomorrow on the LB Hackemup channel. We're going to be streaming Monster Road Trip, which is in the Monster Camp, Monster Prom series. It's basically just a lot of fun. It's very good writing, and it's a lot of us reading and acting in character. Lauren and I will be there. Hopefully Rachel will be there and have power. So it'll be an early birthday stream for Rachel as well, being a leap year baby. And yeah, maybe some other special guests. We'll see who's available, but that's it for me. And then we're gonna do our Monster of the Week on Sunday, where the players have completely derailed my storyline that I thought was gonna be 4 episodes. We're going on 6, but here we are, and that's me.
Huzzah! Yeah, so Rachel wasn't here tonight because she doesn't have electricity, but she is warm and safe from what we hear, being in the
Yes.
Midwest with that crazy snow ice storm that's hitting everybody.
Yeah,
So we wish her well and hope that she'll be okay. I'm Jordan, and I'm on the internet. I made a Zastam video. You should check it out. I'm proud of it. It was fun. The D&D movie's coming out, and I'm hoping little more bits of information come out so I can make some preemptive lore videos on it. Maybe I should make a Thember Chowd video of the fat dragon, but I don't think he's interesting enough for a full video, so we'll see. But
He's in Out of the Abyss.
he is, yeah, it's true.
Not a lot to deal with him, but
Yeah, he's just a dragon that lives there and he eats a lot. And so, but yeah, I do this game and I don't know, various other things on the internet. So thanks for hanging out. And then last but not least, Mr. Ted, what's going on in Ted World?
well, I was gonna say, are you familiar with the Battle of the Evermores in Forgotten Realms?
Oh, was that the question they asked the corpse?
That's the one question they got before all of their other questions were like, does that count as a question? Yes. Why did you okay, don't answer any of the questions unless I ask you to. Okay. Why did you ask him if that was okay? I don't know. That was
that's next to Silvery Moon. That might be
something.
a good thing to do a thing on. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
By the way, as of just to shout out to obviously Rachel and everybody, as of like 6:30 this morning, there was almost 700,000 people out of power in Michigan this morning, which is a fair
Yikes.
chunk of the Michigan service territories. It's a lot of people out of power. So those folks are going to be out for a while, and then again, Wisconsin and Illinois also quite a bit of people, so pretty nutty. Anyway. That being said, my name is Ted, and I run this channel, Nerd Immersion, where I do all sorts of different TTRPG content. There's a lot of D&D related things happening. If you want to see me talk for 3 hours about the newest Unearthed Arcana that dropped today, and boy, is it of a quality that is not a good one. It's bad. It's so bad. Druids. My favorite part is if you watch the interviews, their metrics say that the least played class was the druid. So this is what they did to fix it. And
Really?
I'm sorry, not the ranger?
No, according to their metrics, and they are saying, whether this is true or not, which I do believe to some extent, is that people were turned off because of the managing of the stat blocks for wild shape, which is which I have plenty of people that their first characters were druid, so it's obviously not necessarily true.
My favorite class.
But that's why that was their thought behind making the things basically 3 stat blocks to limit the things you have to maintain. They also constantly refer to it as beefy and tanky in their interview, and it is quite clearly the direct opposite of that. So anyway.
I guess you're replacing your strength and stuff with your wisdom stat.
Only on the land one replaces the strength.
Yeah, that would be the.
But here's the thing.
One.
But here's the thing. All of the attacks are use your spell attack roll. So it's not even really, unless you're doing a saving throw or a skill check as that creature, it doesn't matter. Because you're not using your strength to attack, you're using your wisdom anyway, because it's spell attack rolls.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I don't have a strong strength con whatever,
what you're saying,
and that's replaced by my wisdom, which is probably going to be 18 or 20. I still didn't really like it either. You know my opinion.
No, I do. I'm not not arguing that point. It's a weird design choice. So anyway, I'm covering that as well as other RPGs. Tomorrow's Friday, so it's Project Black Flag Friday, so I'll be talking about that. Which I did want to just bring up something to everybody, which a lot of people who were like, I'm questioning what's going on with Project Black Flag, saw today's one D&D thing, and they're like, actually, Cobalt Press sounds pretty good. Let's go check that out.
Right.
So, but one thing that came up in the most recent, or in the playtest that I wanted to just ask all of you was that their milestone leveling system in that was, if you're leveling up as a first level character, you should go from 1 to 2 in 1 session, from 2 to 3 in 2 sessions, and for each level post that, 3 sessions, which turns out
each level after is 3 sessions?
3 for, so like 3 at 3, but also
No.
3 from 19 to 20.
Yeah.
That almost works if you are only playing to go to level 10, which is what most people do.
So
I still
to-
don't think that works between like 8 and 9 and 9 and 10, but it
No.
like kind of makes sense if you're only going to 10.
So what I had seen was a couple of things, and I'll just pitch this, was one, math-wise, that's 57 sessions to go from 1 to 20, right? Which is about a year and a month if you were to play every single week consistently.
Uh-huh.
Do you think, what are your, I mean, I get Lex came out at the gate pretty strong on that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about if you were to play this game constantly and no one had scheduling issues, which is like a miracle we're making up that doesn't happen, but you played consistently every day for about a year and a month, does that feel in your mind, say the session is about 3 hours, right? That's a pretty reasonable. Is that enough to go from 1 to 20, or is that too short?
I have feelings.
Yeah, double lame on me.
In Indoor Adventures, we've been playing a game from 1 to 20. It's been 4 years. It feels right. Like,
Okay. Alright.
There has not been a point where I'm like, oh god, we haven't leveled in a while. The only time is because we derailed, because he does, like, we are finishing this arc, and when this arc is done, then we level up, which there is an end goal to the arc, and I like that there is like, okay, this is the mission that we're doing. You know, you can do other things in between. And then once we're done with this, once you've defeated the water temple, then we'll move on and we're doing the next thing.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so like, I feel like a year playing consistently, and we did play consistently for the first 2 years, like barely had any missed sessions. And we got to like, I mean, as time progresses, it takes longer and longer and longer. And it feels better leveling up for me that way, because like, it doesn't make sense to me if you are a super powerful being. It's like any, you know, playing Diablo or something, going from 1 to 2, yeah, one episode, great, and then 2 to 3, 2 episodes, awesome. But like, once you get up in those high levels, it's like, it just feels not as meaningful to me. It's not, you're leveling up, you're becoming these godly beings, but it only takes 2 sessions. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't feel right.
All right. Lex or Jordan, what do you, who wants to give me your thoughts on this? I'm curious.
Jordan, you go first, because I do have thoughts on it, but I don't want to dominate the conversation.
I've never had a campaign go to 20, so I don't know. Like, I always play until it feels like we finished. And I think this campaign is an odd one for me, because when I was reading it and kind of prepping it, I was like, actually, we should just have new characters and we should do this and we should start at level 5, because that's like, I like level 5. And 5 to like 12 or 5 to 15 is kind of what I like, I guess. But it's weird. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I feel, part of me feels like I'm under leveling you guys up. But at the same time, I don't know, like at these higher levels, it just feels weird to, yeah. The only thing I will say is, I think you should be level 1, have that first session, and at the end be level 2. And then that's always been a staple of mine. And I know I have some DCC people that, there's only 10 levels in DCC, but because of that, you do 1 session, you level up to 2. 2 sessions, you level up to 3. 3 sessions, you level up to 4. 4 sessions, you level up to 5. 5 sessions, and that's how they do it. for milestone, and that's not how the game does it. That is how some of my DCC friends play. Because they don't necessarily, you're doing a lot of like exploring and you're doing like weird adventures, and sometimes they're not connected. It's more of like an older dungeon crawl where it's like, okay, we finished this adventure. Who wants to run the next one? But I'm going to play the same character. So I don't know. I've never gone to 20 though. I've never, like, the only time I've played 20 is when we did that Vecna one shot. So
what do you think, Lex? I'm curious. You seem to have
Oh,
very
gosh.
strong feelings.
I have very strong feelings. I have two things. I've kind of forgotten one of them though, so maybe I only have one thing. I have run several of the D&D adventure books with my home group. We would actually switch DMs per adventure. So like I ran Tomb of Annihilation, then one of my friends ran Out of the Abyss for us, and then another friend ran Waterdeep. And we, for like 3 years, we were really, really consistent. Like we didn't hit every weekend because obviously there were holidays and sometimes people would be sick, but like we were pretty good about it. And you know, you go through one of those adventure books that's like a year or a little more, and they take you to 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, that's how long it takes to get there. And we're usually, I mean, I think we used milestone experience the whole time. And just the thought of getting all the way to 20 in that space of time feels like too soon for that. So yeah, as someone who's actually run that consistently over a long period of time, I can tell you that it would feel very weird to me. Oh, I remember my second point. This is a problem more that like I just have with 5th edition and also with 3rd and 4th. Is just the fact that when you get to these high levels, you have so many options, just so much stuff you can do. So the idea that you would only have 3 sessions to absorb your new abilities, figure out how to best use them, and utilize them before you get more new abilities feels like not enough time at all. At least once you get past 10, right?
That is a great point that I had not thought about, especially if you're newer to the game. So I did a little math while we were talking. If you were to do, I'd heard people saying it should be tied to proficiency bonus, right? So while your proficiency bonus is 2, it takes 2 sessions to level up. Now that event, it's about 4, right? 4 levels or so. So that gets you to around 80-ish sessions, which is a year and a half if you were to go from 1 to 20. However, if you do what you were saying, Jordan, with like the DCC version, where it takes 1 to get to 1.
I wouldn't want to do 20 sessions to get 1 level, but I understand that. It works better for 1 to 10.
Well, even if you did that, to LB's point, it would be 4 years.
Oh, there you go.
If it was, if it was 1 to 1, like it takes 10 sessions to go from 10 to 11, that'll come out to around 4 years worth of time. Again, you obviously could find a middle ground, but
yeah. And I think I
don't know if there's a magic bullet to get you there.
Right.
Other than, I guess, experience points, and you track it hard set and just try to go, you know what I mean?
So I ran a 5e game with experience points because I wanted to see how it worked. And we, overwhelmingly didn't like it because my players eventually were like, I'm just trying to find, monsters to kill to level up, as opposed to exploring and going and finding things. So then I added more experience for uncovering new terrain. But even then they were it felt that their focus was leveling up as opposed to the story. What was the story?
Yeah.
And I think that's why Milestone is used so much, because it is this kind of cherry on top, wow, we solved a mystery and we level up. How cool is that? Exactly. And so it just feels better to do that. If I knew that I would level up after 3 sessions, regardless of what we did, I don't think I would like that. But that's me.
Well, I guess that's the other show to that point.
2 shopping episodes and now I'm level 12. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it would obviously, what my biggest recommendation to that would be, regardless of whatever you decide, don't tell the players, right? Like if you're gonna do it every 3 sessions or tied to proficiency bonus or whatever it is, don't let them know that they can expect.
But if they tie it into the rules of Black Flag like that,
well, that's what it.
then
That's,
players know.
That's how it's written. If you're looking to do milestone, it's set. That's what it says.
Well, wait, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Was this was a 1D&D rule we're discussing, right?
No, this is Project Black Flag.
Celeste, how
Public
could you
press
do
stuff.
this?
Yeah.
Celeste, I thought you were cool, but I guess not. We'll see.
She is cool. You bite your tongue.
No.
I'm kidding. She's cool.
She is,
And there's a lot of great stuff in Black Flag.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
would say this is
And
a
it's a
step.
playtest. This is what we're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing, is discussing things.
For
so.
the
Yeah.
people who will not actually place monetary value on magical items, it seems like they're putting real weird, like strict rules on things now. Tell me how much a potion is. Just
Yeah.
tell me so I can tell my players, please.
So looking, it says tracking milestones. Second method, tracking milestones. While using it, players don't receive XP. Instead, they level up upon achieving certain narrative goals. The milestone method is ideal for faster paced games as a general rule. So I guess that is, consider that a general rule. First level PC should hit level up milestones after a single game session. Second level should hit it after 2. And third level should hit level up milestones after 3 game sessions. And approximately every 3 thereafter. And this is the DM can speed up or slow down. But most people that I've seen have read that as it is a hard 3. That's the plan. It's obviously meant to give, like, you have to put some parameters around it other than saying, like, the DM just figures it out, because people hate that. They want you to tell, like, I've seen it. People that are veterans of role-playing games know that, like, you just do what feels right, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, there are some people that if it's not codified in black and white, I don't want to hear about it. You know, I can't do it. It doesn't work in my brain, you know?
Well, no, I mean, there's a great argument to saying you should give new DMs that guidance, or
Mhm.
we're talking about Black Flag.
GMs.
GMs that
Right,
guidance.
sorry, yes, thank you.
But I think that. But here's the thing, right? Even if you're saying 3 with wiggle room, if you're going from level 17 to level 18 and you add 2 extra sessions, that's still far too few sessions
Yeah,
between
you won't.
levels.
Yeah.
So make a chart. I'm sorry to say, hey, if you're
Yeah.
going from level 1 to 20, make a chart of how many sessions it should take for each one, if that's what you want to do. Or you go the full narrative style and you say, hey, when you write a campaign or when you buy one of our campaigns, here are the narrative arcs in the campaign,
Mhm.
and each narrative arc signifies a level up.
Yeah.
Wait, I can just say, if you guys use that black key, you're going to level up.
Yeah.
And then all of a
And then
sudden,
we'll just do it. Yeah.
Oh, so that's
Well, it would
so
be
there's
like-
what he wants. That's
there's
the-
a
Yeah.
huge thing behind that door.
If you solve the mystery, if you go beyond the black gate
Yeah.
and successfully complete that objective that you have set up for us, we gain a level from that. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. You should do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, it's no longer in my hands because I've been like, I don't want to go there. The guy I stole told me don't go there. So I was like, I ain't going there. Now it's in
Oh, we're
Siren's
going there.
hands. Siren can do whatever she wants.
Listen, maybe
And
Phil's
I
going
do.
there.
Maybe
Again.
putting it in the bag of holding is a bad move because it's a key that leads to something and it's in an extra dimensional space and it just pops it open. Who knows?
Yeah,
Oh no,
we
you've
know.
destroyed the bag of holding.
There were
Siren.
Those 10
only bad
pineapples.
I know
What are
those
we gonna
terrible
do?
bad pineapples are gonna go
I
bad.
hope the butter's okay.
The butter's not in there. Don't worry.
All right. Does anybody have any final points before we'll end the actual stream itself and we can continue to chat about this if we'd like?
Hey, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah,
for
thanks
more for more excellent breakdowns
Should
of
we do a
playtest
podcast?
material.
We should do this. This could be a Patreon thing. We'll come up with
There you
Oh,
go.
I
this.
was just trying to plug Ted's channel.
No,
but
I
sure,
appreciate
we'll
it.
discuss
I
that.
appreciate it, but I mean, like in seriousness, like these kind of goofy shenanigan
Yeah.
post game things are stuff that people are always interested in. Anyway,
Yeah,
We'll
when it's
figure it
not
out.
11:30 and I have to work the next day.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
talk for 3 hours.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.